I don't recognize either of those.
Let's just say that. Really feeding the Ren Fair going.
Let's go.
Go back live. Go back live. Two rats fighting in an alley over gun and trash.
We are in Alston Rat City.
I think somebody tripped over the coordinates.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do we need to bring this now the remaining live stream?
Are we live streaming in two places? Is that what's happening?
I've got just my Instagram going.
Oh.
Okay, so your Instagram live streaming this? That's awesome.
We'll have 3 angles on the fight ultimately.
No, it's in
4.
I also play on Where are we going? Are we going again?
I was gonna say, would you mind sitting by the laptop to make sure that the laptop doesn't have any issues?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. I want to start this back up. Yeah. Okay. Are we live again? Are we live again? I think we're live again. I think we are live again. Maybe. Fuck it. The issues of modern technology. While trying to... Okay, we're back. We're fucking back. All right. Okay. Yeah. We need somebody to watch this and make sure it does not go down. Thank you, Eric. Okay. We're back. All right, so... welcome to the fucking Yule Brawl fight. We need somebody to watch this and make sure it does not approximately 4 months ago, I was reached out to by this man right here, Ian Davis, who is my co-author and supposedly good friend, who said that I was a good and kind scholar in so many words, and in doing so greatly fucking offended me. As many of you know, I am from Philadelphia, and bad things happen in Philadelphia. Nothing good happens in Philadelphia. So, in doing so, calling into question my honor, I challenged him to a fucking duel.
And because I can't say no, ever, of course. So for our MC today, we've got Owen Holler from Connecticut. And for our judge, we have Christina from here with BA, but she's also already a trader by training with Moose. So we don't need to be worried about her loyalty. She will judge impartially against the two of us. So, do you want to tell us the order of events?
The camera is...
Okay. Hi everybody, Laurel City shouting out. Okay, so we're going to be the first fight is going to be 5 blows with the axe. Second fight will be 5 blows with the sword. Third fight will be 5 blows with the spear. Again, that's 5 total points to make sure there's no possibility of a tie. You two better not double when it matters.
True.
That'll be grievous shame on both your worthless cities. Okay. Any questions for you two? You both familiar with the rules?
So we're going to talk about rules right now.
Yeah.
All right, so we are fighting to a set number of well-struck blows. What do we mean by a well-struck blow? It's a little dependent on what we're hitting. In the event of plate, it's only going to be a well-struck blow when it's done with the hammer or hook of the poleaxe. Otherwise, we consider this impervious. Once we actually test some material culture and see what it takes to break armor, we may update that. For a well-struck blow to mail, it's going to need to travel at least 8 inches. It needs to hit with impetus, and it needs to stay stuck for a tempo. So if I go, bleh, that doesn't count. If I go, bang, and we get that push, we get that moment of hit, it's a well-struck blow. This is a little bit subjective, but we derived this from actually putting holes in mail. I can't like roll my way in and touch. It doesn't work. So we have to travel some distance, we have to hit, and then we have to stay stuck driving in with a little bit of force. If either of us are accurate enough to get on arming clothing, none of those rules apply, it's just the placement of the point and being stuck. So those are our primary things. When we close distance, the dagger may get deployed. Dagger abides by the same other rules of well-struck blows. And we are allowed to throw. A throw wherein one person remains standing and the other person is grounded is a well-struck blow. If we both fall, shame, and we will stand back up, nothing done. Okay. So grapples should be clean, otherwise we are going to get so gassed.
I'll try my best.
Inside of the hands is a soft target.
Yep, so just like the arming clothing, there's, you don't really need any particular force to get through it. Palm of the hand, don't need particular force to get through it. Place it and shove it.
Is there a timer on standing grapples?
No.
No.
And no one is considered, disarms don't count. We're in armor. We are, by definition, always armed. So if I lose my weapon or both of my weapons, that doesn't count for anything because who cares, right? He's carrying my spare dagger. I'll just need to retrieve it if I can, right? So disarms do nothing. It is well-struck blows, throws, and that's pretty much it. Relatively simple set.
Do you both have Aventails on your helmet?
I do.
Yes, I have a Bourget.
Yep.
I also have an Aventail.
Do blows against the Aventail count as chain targets, or because of your neck thing, does that count as plates?
I will count them as plate, I think. Just
Just
because of
okay.
especially if I have nail collar on. In this case, my plate comes up high enough, it's acting as my gorget.
Yep.
So.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
actually, so can I clarify that? Because your Aventail is going to come to about here, right?
Yeah.
So this, we're going to do it, so like this would still count as like...
Breastplate or beyond, right?
Okay.
So if the blow lands anywhere within the arc of my breastplate, non-counting. If it is anywhere to the side of the edge of my breastplate, definitely counting. Obviously under here, and there's Connor, groin, elbow, inner elbow, or armpit, inner elbow, are going to be our targets.
Any last questions before you started?
Anything in chat?
Yeah, anybody, what's chat saying? You got any questions from chat?
Tiebreakers go to the chair.
Tiebreakers go to the chair. Sure. Why not?
So the only thing that I have left to do is if somebody, that tripod that's right next to you, my phone, if somebody could just pass me those things, that'd be lovely. And then start recording on this, and then we'll talk again.
And of course, if we see any safety concerns, we will stop the match. If either of you have any like catastrophic problems with your armor, disengage safely and.
One thing, especially for us being in helmets, and as we get tired, it can be sometimes very difficult for us to remove or lift up my visors.
Yep.
Clapping on face, lift up, fucking help me.
I do want to look at your helmet that has been before, and I'm trying to look at that.
Sure.
Connor, would you be able to squire for corner? Really use the term corner. Not necessarily.
Okay, so you got Connor going to Connor. Great. It's time to get silver for it.
Yes, last one. That's the next thing.
I assume we'll rest between bouts. have range, or is it just free for all? Yeah.
Well, no, all your spears are gone. Oh, they put them here. Yeah, we had to get rid of that.
Alright, what vector are we fighting along? This way?
Camera's there. That's why I just wanted to say.
This way? Perfect.
I'm moving that
It's fine to be anything you want, but you can't be on this.
Okay, now you're really not very far to the side. You go that way.
Alright. If you guys get too close to like borders of the area, we will call halt and move you back in. We ready to go?
There we go.
Alright. Spencer's ready.
Ready?
Ready. I thought it thrust to the neck.
I couldn't see the exact, it would depend on who was in the neck or the breastplate. I was on the other end, so I couldn't see, I couldn't call
It was right up here on the hand.
Okay.
It looked solid.
Okay. Is it right here, probably over the shoulder?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to call that as a well-struck blow
Okay.
against Ian.
I saw it was kind of like, it was a medium strike with the axe on the shoulder. It didn't have, it had a pretty short direct straddle behind it, so I didn't call it. Well, I realize your shoulders are mostly uncovered, just nail, right? Okay, so that's probably what they call on my part, but,
Okay. We're going to go with the second call.
Thrust to the neck.
Thrust to the neck against Ian. That is one well-struck blow for Connor. Spencer's ready. Set. I thought I saw a strike against Ian's shoulder. Did you see anything?
I saw the action, but the connection was on your side, so I couldn't call whether you made the parry or not. I do just want to read, so for the strike rules, a partial parry still counts as a block, right?
Yes.
There's contact and then a little bit of travel after, so I couldn't, it
Yes.
was on your side.
I heard a very loud crack, which tells me that could be in contact with the half of the axe, so I guess I'll end nothing then.
Okay.
Spencer's ready. Ready. Well, stress over, Ian. Are you all right? Yeah.
What? Yeah, I'm real. Yeah, that was great.
Track. All right, we are 1-1. Spencer's ready. Ready. Oh! That was a well-struck throw against arm. That arm was raised to block the stroke.
I thought I saw half, so I thought the actual point of contact when I saw running was actually half on forearm. Did we ever clarify the rules on half strike?
Before we actually clarify that, it looked like half was on forearm, but it was.
Okay, you think I had it.
Do you think it was not? Like, did you confirmedly see that it wasn't?
I wouldn't disagree. No, not to disagree with that.
Okay, so I'm going to call that as a well-struck blow against Connor. It looked like the head was enough on the arm that I was set.
Okay, but half strike though, we didn't. Okay,
Half strikes don't count for head.
okay.
Okay, so if you block and the head doesn't hit you, you're good. The well-struck blow for Ian, so 2-1. Spencer's ready? Ready!
I saw your visor come up a little bit. Is that just a helmet? Instead of strength,
there was a welfare flow from Ian onto Connor's side next area. So that'll be 3-1 once we get that home. All right, Spencer's ready. Good. Shame, but continue. Okay, so double thrown out. Shame on both of you.
Cardio.
Maintenance.
Would you say 5 blows?
Oh, okay.
For a brief? What was the score?
It was 4, or no, it was 3-1.
3-1 now.
Okay, so
Or are we refighting?
Oh.
Are we fighting?
So that was my question. Do you both get a point, or does nobody get a point?
I thought it was nobody get a point.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's what I thought. Okay. All right. One more. You go double.
If they double, they just play again. That's all.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the punishment.
All right. Last pass.
For real this time.
For you. Spencer's ready?
Ready?
Good. To the leg.
How was the arc travel on that? It looks pretty snipey from here.
I thought it was okay. It was hard for me to tell because it was for a muscle, but I thought it was quite
For me, I thought I only saw like 30 degrees on it.
Are you confident in that?
No, it was pretty easy.
Okay. I liked it. I thought it looked pretty good, so we're going to call that as a well start close again. So we are 4-1. And now we can
Good travel with this now.
Good travel. Hard reserve. Any throws, one person must remain standing, otherwise you're set. Dagger goes probably. Alright, ready? Spencer's ready. Ready!
saw thrust into the breastplate.
Right.
That's what it's for.
I saw the preparation for the thrust, but I think it hit pretty easy. So no point. Spencer's ready. Fetch! Thrust to the groin against Ian. 1 point Connor. Spencer's ready. Fight! Oh! I apologize. Again, I called that one pretty early. No, it's pretty good. So he's judging longsword. All right. Spencer's ready. Spence! Thrust to the groin against Connor. You good? Yep.
These are vigorous. That's the same one.
Good job.
Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Keep breathing too.
That was nice.
You got that steps on, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
You're kind of really trusted.
I get so mad if you were all in full harness and jump up.
That's just the tradition.
I'd be furious.
We're currently at 1-1. Low scoring All right. Spencer's ready. Fight!
I saw like right. I saw it right under the base of it.
Okay.
Okay. Look, is Lewis County double layered or not? No, we talked about it.
But we don't know under my buzzer yet.
Okay, so yeah, all right. Yeah, I got right under. I saw the end. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we have an armor one. So that was what?
I didn't know you were.
Oh, the title.
Yeah, all over you.
I don't know. This was really nice.
Can you make it?
Hi, Ian. This is fun.
So
Thanks.
before I forget, that was a well-struck blow from Connor to Ian. So we're 2-1. Okay.
As high as you fucking can. Ooh, baby. Yeah. The other thing that needs to happen too is the thigh strap needs to get adjusted.
Yeah.
What's chat saying?
They're having fun. I see Connor bringing the heat on the sword. I'm loving this. Hell yes, that sort of thing.
I couldn't hear half of what he said. I just heard that people were having fun.
People are having fun, yeah. Nothing specific, I guess, other than you're doing well in sword. People like that. Chat says, more blood.
Sorry, bud.
I mean, sitting down is still diversity. I mean, you get cold. Yeah. And it's still added. So.
What?
You gotta be diversity.
Next time we're gonna have over-unders. We'll set up like a whole betting scheme. How many blows are each of them gonna land? Who's gonna win each event? To recap slightly, we are at 2-1. 2 blows to go.
You're halfway there, guys.
Alright, Spencer's ready. Beds!
It wasn't going off, but it certainly was getting torn back. Yeah.
Did you see anything?
So, before they came here, I saw a little bit of pressure to the crop. I didn't have any follow-up. It's like kind of focused on the nail.
That was more of a safety hold, so nothing done.
I was so excited to see that again.
Alright, Spencer's ready. Ready!
So I thought it was a little bit too early, so I saw Connor get one easy and down with good structure, but it didn't stick. It didn't have one, it's going to go. I thought it was fine, so I'm going to throw that one out.
I can see spider.
Thank you. Let's see. You're away.
Do you need your glasses, Mike?
Huh?
Will you get on glasses?
Oh, I need them on.
No, you don't want
No,
to.
no,
Do I need white?
Yeah, pretty bad.
Yes. So you just take off.
So that was ultimately nothing done. There was a strike bet on bust that you saw, but we do not have the stick quality there. I couldn't see any that was
Is somebody getting some of the white Connor?
Do we have whites around?
He's good. Great way to wait me.
I just needed to wipe them off. Right now I have
I started taking pictures of all items so far that
This is why. Not that it's your reason, but. Alright.
What?
You have a steering I think that was one of the burger numbers. Alright. Spencer's ready. Spence. Oh! There was a thrust from fire into right below the rough plate on the end.
Did you do travel on that, or was it planted?
That's a good question, actually.
I think they were too close to this, like.
Yeah,
I think I
that
was too close.
it came from the side. It bent this way.
They were on the shoulder, and I went back and
So, I get one somewhere else.
Yep. Sorry, bro. Alright. Spencer's ready. Ready. Ready.
That was fucking sick.
Alright, what do you need?
I'm alive!
I can't believe I didn't know. Alright,
Good ODA time.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
so would you count that as you fell too, or?
I think you can read the rules. I'm allowed to touch with bottom of my feet, palm of my hand, and nothing else. I put my hands on his body, and stay up.
I was gonna say, I thought your knee went on his body as well.
Here, you got the replay for the judge.
That other knee.
Yeah, so one left knee is on the ground.
Never mind. I wouldn't say that knee is around.
Yeah, that's Brawl.
Yeah, no, I
He was above me the whole
Well,
fucking for me, right?
If you recall from my perspective, it kind of looks like he fell off.
I think I would throw it.
Alright, so that was a well-struck blow against Connor. Ian remained on his feet, and so that is 2-2. Please don't go. Alright. Last pass. Hopefully. Spencer's ready. Ready! I was dodging the flying sword, but I thought Connor got his underhanded thrust in before Ian was got his thrust in the counter.
That was instructed from my end, so okay.
The stabs I saw from Ian's dagger didn't quite make it to armpit. They were pretty deep.
First one went to the Adam tail, and then I was like,
Alright, so that is a well-struck blow for Connor with an underhanded thrust. So that is 3-2. Woo!
Alright, sounds good.
There's still a competition going on in the spirit.
Can you do me a favor? Yeah, can you undo my things? Yes, it does.
Alright, so hold that.
And you can put the wings fly off. Whoop! I knew I was going for a ride at some point. That was perfect.
It's 6-4 right now, so still a competition.
okay.
I knew this was
Oh, I have.
because you are
I've already
It transferred them out, and you were like, no hassle. Let us fight with him.
well, fucking, I was like, we'll talk about this after. I had a strategy. I had fun.
Yeah,
So what's the score right now?
So it's 6 for Ian, 4 for Connor. So an advantage, but we're still looking at a competition here.
Yeah.
That's really close. We're not over. So we say Connor has to win 4-1 in spear to take it. Because 3-2 doesn't quite catch up.
We'll fight out the fight.
Oh, yeah.
Because then we also have a who wins spear category. That's all getting reported in here.
Okay.
Oh, so it's like tournament champ, but then also.
Weapon by weapon.
That's good.
Oh, God, no. Never tell me the story. You won't be one person, don't tell me that. I don't know.
They friends, I can't count.
I recognize the
How you doing? How are you?
I'm good.
You know, perhaps to a fight with the opponent's armor.
You want to?
Some part facing this instead.
Yep.
Gotcha, sorry.
This armor shit's pretty good though, huh? Yeah. I was gonna be like, he did. Oh no, never mind.
We're talking about debrief, but actually what we're going to go through next is just close to the armor. Unless you get up in under.
That's what it looks like arm.
Yeah. He's already, because he's trying to fend for it. So like touches in the ear for less than
I'd like to see pass out everywhere probably too.
so either you're close to an arm or if that is strong starter moving, I think that shows that is not something but what we can not be like all that stuff, but it'll look like this.
I give that like, you know, 2 actions.
Hey, Ray, what time is it?
It is 12:19.
I've always got a list.
I turn it off in between matches because I can charge it. But during the match,
I've been trying to avoid standing directly in front of that one.
Yeah.
I didn't even really know.
it's on.
Hopefully I haven't been completely in the way. Alright, so slight reminder, we're still in the area of any kind of cut does not count. These do not have full hammer heads, so it won't penetrate at all. Thrust must have impetus, travel transition to the target. But count or doesn't count? Count? Yes, okay, so you can stab with either end. What? Okay. Oh, I get it. Targeting is still the same. Alright, Spencer's ready. Hey!
I was heartbroken because it came back down and was like, you were fighting like.
I mean, I was getting ready to call it anyway because it was getting kind of far.
Yeah.
Alright, nothing done, 60 hold. Reset, Spencer's ready. Fence! That's no points.
Okay.
And
Fight again.
we're still at 3.
Already go.
No, we have 4 points. Okay. That was a double, no points. Spencer, ready? Ready. Oh! Nice thrust right to the armpit. 1 point Ian. Spencer, ready? Ready. That was again to the other armpit. I didn't see anything back next Ian. Another point Ian.
Okay. So there's a little, yeah, so I saw a little bit of little things before, but nothing else.
Okay. Spencer's ready. Ready. Oh! Running shot against Connor.
I was on the other side.
It was very clear. Okay. Taking a free break. We are at 3-0.
So in terms of tournament format, I like doing full acts first because I think it's the most dangerous one and I want to be like fresh and no one can control their body. So I think that was good. So it'd be a little bit more unsafe now to have them swing those things each other. So they both close the gas. I like doing 3 flash and then they can lean on me.
I also think sword gives you much more opportunity for purpose. Like you kind of do it in the other two, but it's harder to get in that close. So having that extra work well, and you're not too fast.
It's not, I haven't in my experience with both.
Wow. And then you can wrestle and spear bullets, or
Yeah, no, it's being clear is that in full act, I feel,
honestly,
I have this feel all the time. Or I know getting things like this feel like all the time. I'll be like,
well, that's because you love dagger.
like, okay, even unarmored is fear I have wrestling. And I'm not trying to, I'm trying to be good. It happens. It's awkward.
How much do you have in your wrestling jars?
Everything. Every single point is in the wrestling jar, not just having jars.
I brought it with me. I got a couple 5 minutes, and I'm proud of them. It's good, actually. And you feel like making a contribution to the wrestling jar.
Ian,
Go for it.
are you okay if you ditch my shoulders? Yep. Okay, so back. Hold on.
Oh, that's You okay with this for safety discussion?
I saw both helmets move.
That's what they're for.
Is that press that you had to stick?
What?
You had to press level. Is that stick? Or did you stick?
You're the judges.
I would have said so.
Alright. Fence is ready. Fence! Connor's return thrust was on the helmet, did not stick at a point. So, well start low for Ian, we're at 4-0. One more. Fence is ready. Fence! In that wrestle, there was enough movement that I liked it. 1 point time. 4-1. Woo!
Winner, Ian Davis.
The artist, Connor Kempko.
It was about to fall, and I might have called hold and you guys would start reading again.
I was trying really hard to help you. Arms first. Arms first. Damn. I thought I was gonna have you in spear, but the arms, they really fucked me over the entire time. I have no mobility. I see why they ditched, the dominant sword. Like completely. I didn't like anything in the game until I did that.
Let's go back in there for a debrief.
Well,
or I guess we can just turn this and then do it.
yes, exactly.
Going to turn the camera around while we disarm and do a little bit of a debrief. If you are interested and want to stick around.
Oh my god, people are going to be ragging on me for
It's the exact opposite.
We can turn the camera around and then pull up chairs and just sit down and talk.
Yep. How much time do we have left before we got to get out of here? Okay. We don't have a...
Half an hour.
Yeah.
And then, if you want, Connor, do you have plans for the rest of the day? So, it's cold as fuck, so rather than go to Knott's, we could order pizza and beer to here. And hang out and just have our after practice brunch here. We have the building to ourselves. So, if you guys want to do that, Ian, I don't know if you have plans.
Can we get that metal chair?
And the water.
I mean, to be fair, I was like, oh, it's not that cold today.
Yeah.
I can't believe you got... Well, it's good that you got me with the jacket. That is appropriate. I don't have the same instinct on dealing with lefty draw. Normally I underhook and tie real nice and clean. And I was flopping around trying to find it.
I knew that was going to be.
Hey, Connor! Yeah. We have a broken finger.
What? What? Somebody broke a finger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Good call.
Yep.
Who's he driving? Who's he driving?
Yeah, I mean, I just did that. Where's the good one?
St. Elizabeth.
St. Elizabeth's.
Who's got ice? Do we have ice?
Yeah.
You do have ice.
I want ice now.
Listen up, who's driving? St. Elizabeth. It's right over the bridge. Their emergency room is like never busy. It's where I went for my elbow. What?
Shoot right now, and you're just there.
Sorry, everybody. We just had somebody break a finger wrestling. It actually broken, like off to the side like this. Oh, can somebody grab me my camera as well? I don't know if anybody's even on the live stream anymore, but. People are still on the stream. Okay, Connor and I are going to do a little debrief here.
Okay. My legs. That was already done? Yeah. What else kept on happening too is my fingers kept on getting smashed. And like, I'm not fucking used to that at all. That sucked.
Yeah, there's, Monty suggests you actually put cotton, like right before you go into the fight, right? You just fucking stuff cotton up in there to deal with the shock, and the underside of it should be coated in beeswax.
I'm in finger gas, like 100% for sure.
So you and I should go through what was finicky with your armor.
Yeah,
and
there's a lot of stuff that needs to get done.
I did a lot of fitting to this. We'll get this thing optimized for you before you leave. No, I got it. Yeah, I can disarm all of my own stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm baby
Do you two want to join?
Sure. Yeah, you want to talk?
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I guess I should get my stuff off just to.
I'm always happy to hear
Have it dry.
if you guys
I was supposed to play Jacob today, like I said.
Oh, that's extra not happening
Yeah,
now.
I'm not going to that yet. Let's get to the shoot up.
One second, folks. That throw was so comfortable. Oh my god. Like, I love getting thrown. That was the best way I've ever been thrown in my fucking life.
Or no.
That was a lot of stuff at once.
Thanks for stopping by. I hope this was a fun armor watching.
So the way that I like to do it is I grab my here and I like launch myself like that, and then just do like a shake. Yeah, shake.
Please observe the funniest way to get protective equipment off.
What's up, chat? Yo.
I love that. My favorite part about this is we have art of people doing it.
Yeah, it's an experience that stays valid across the ages.
Oh, my phone.
Oh, wait.
Oh, that's so cute.
Okay, I'm back. All right.
We have 100% chance of rain over the next 3 hours.
All right, guys. Thanks for showing up with us. If we got any questions, please feel free to ask. We're gonna be here for the next like 30 minutes or so. So yeah, what's up? How do we all feel about the fight? We got any questions? While we're waiting for Ian to finish up.
So we're on a delay, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, mask.
I'm so glad that I got the perfect angle of it. That was good. I was so happy with that.
Good job.
Good job to you. That was tough.
Yeah, that was fucking. That was very close. I thought that like Once you're all finished, kids.
No, we can keep talking about it.
Okay, so my initial thought was that like you were going to blow me out in poleaxe, and then I was going to make it up in longsword, and then I would squeak it out in spear. And that's almost close to what happened, but I didn't realize I needed to drop my shoulders until too late in the game. Had I had done that from the very start, it would have made things a lot different, I think.
When we came into that final thing, I had 2 blows that I needed to get in order to take the overall standing. So that was it for me.
Oh, there's no audio. There's no audio.
Oh shit.
Okay, hello, can you hear me? Hello. How refreshing is it to just be able to take the Brave Vendente and just carry on?
Pretty good.
Okay, we can be heard. We can be heard. Okay, audio good. Thanks, folks. Reed, isn't armor the best? Yeah, armor is the fucking best. Armor is pretty great. There's a reason why we're here. There's a reason why we're doing what we're doing. Thank you, Owen. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, everybody who helped us out so much. This would not have happened without everybody here. Y'all are fucking awesome. Thank you. And Ian, I got a 20 to give you in a few seconds. Who won? Ian won. He fucking. We'll go over how it went down. What was the final score for each of the fights?
We were 3 and 2 poleaxe. No, 4 and 1 poleaxe.
4 and 1 poleaxe.
4 and 1 poleaxe.
3 and 2 spear for Connor.
Sword.
3-2 sword.
4 and 1 spear again for
4-1 spear. Yeah, and that was the.
So 8 to 7. Or 8 to 5, right?
8 to 5.
10 to 5.
Oh shit, are we connecting people in the chat? Oh no, okay. Well, somebody was like, Craig, did you go to this high school?
So, Connor, what style were you following for each weapon? Same question, Ian.
Fiore, cannon all the way. With the exception of that throw, that was the Torno from Pedro Monti.
For axe, I was doing a combination of Vadi and Monty. I think like my one poleaxe technique that actually landed was Q hit afterwards, which is straight from Monty. I really like Monty for axe. I tried to work some of the bodyguards in, but I'm still really neophyte in poleaxe, which showed.
You got a couple going on the it's hard to judge armor point. There was at least one hand hit from you that wasn't called, and a couple short shoulder things that, again, I think the big thing for developing the rules is we need to break some armor with a pole hammer and see what it should actually look like, and then build some rules off of that.
It's not bad.
But anyway. Any plans for the forked beard? I hope so.
Forked beard. I used to have it.
How do you hone your dagger draw? Drawing the dagger is a timing decision, and there's the mechanic of getting it out for sure. But I mistimed my attempt at a draw. I tried that first when he stabbed me at spear. And then I had to abandon it, and I was late getting on his arm, and so he was able to stick me with it. But basically, you're gonna work it. You just got to rep it out on the draw, and then the big point is figuring out when the appropriate time is to enter it into the fight. Sometimes you should be wrestling much more than you should be trying to deploy the dagger.
Yeah,
for sure.
Can't agree enough, Ian. Another part of it too is correct positioning on your body when you are in full harness. A lot of folks will like to practice just drawing the dagger from the hip without anything on, right? Which is helpful when you're talking about contexts involving unarmored fencing. But when you are fighting in armor, you have to wear what you're wearing so that you know where it is in your body. Your positioning, I used to have it really, really far back because I was too concerned with having it pulled against me, because I saw that happen a shit ton of times in tournaments where they allowed daggers. For unarmored longsword fencing. For armored longsword fencing, it's a matter of making sure that you have it in a position where it's just comfortable and ready to go. More than that. At least that's my thought.
Yeah. So if you want to get good at getting the dagger into play in that clinch distance, I highly recommend looking into the work of a man named Craig Douglas with Shivworks. He's the guy for gunfighting in the 0 to 3 foot range, and his material, he is hands down the best living Fiorist. And if you ever get a chance to train with him, it's like training with living Fiori. Can't recommend it enough. But he'll talk to you about placement, right? Appendix carry, the 230 position. Look at gun carry, and that's going to determine appropriate place for the dagger. And then when you go back and you look at the art, you're going to find over and over and over again, they're putting their weapons where we carry pistols now, you know?
That's dedication to a mission
So, Connor, there was one exchange in Spear where he attempted to change crits in measure, gave a tempo and got. Was that a distance misjudge, or visibility, or just fatigue starting to really hit? It was two things. One, I was expecting to give a tempo to Ian so that he could take that very clear tempo and then work against it. That's generally how I like to fence, period. I was thinking that me changing my vector, or like my angles, would make it so that I could cover with like a kind of like false edge rabat, and then follow up with a thrust to the shoulder afterwards. But I was not able to really capitalize on when he went to it because he just had good placement.
Harness weight, I see that. There are a couple of these we can knock out real quick. Favorite moment of the fight for me was the throw, hands down. How heavy's my armor? About 60 to 70 pounds, somewhere in that range. I actually haven't weighed it since I made some modifications. And then, what weapon do you each feel most comfortable with in armor? Dagger.
Longsword, easy.
Okay. Do you want to answer the other two? Your harness weight and favorite moment?
Harness weight, I don't know. Enough. That's how much it weighs. Favorite moment of the fight? Shit. Being thrown was certainly a highlight. It was very fun to go for a ride in full harness.
Yeah.
I think that probably my favorite moment was I feinted a thrust to Ian's groin, like while he was in like the full defense, like 2 to 4 to barrel on both hands. I saw him shoot for it, and then I immediately pulled it up and I shot into his neck.
Yep, I think that one of those actually like pinched me hard through my Aventail.
Oh, Jesus
I think
Christ.
that's the shot that gave, like, I will have a hickey not too long ago. So I saw one about with how do you get into harness while remaining happily married, safe and not too expensive. Here's what you need to start harness: your regular HEMA gear. Get yourself a plastic breastplate from HF Armory, or go buy a Lord of Battles breastplate for like $100.
Yeah.
Fit it to yourself. There you go. Once you have a breastplate, you get gauntlets. There you go. Once you feel comfortable with that, you work your way out to a helmet, and then get yourself, a nice padded 4-point or something. You have poor man's armor. It's not the full harness, but working it bit by bit is very doable, especially when you're modifying off-the-shelf stuff. You don't need to go from nothing to full kit. There's lots of armor resale places where you see the guy that spent $12K on his armor and then found out he doesn't like armored fighting.
Can I interrupt real quick? Pizza is on the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna go grab beer, but I know you don't drink.
I take a seltzer or something.
Okay.
Not a hard one.
You drink.
Yes. Get whatever everybody else
Okay,
drink.
cool.
I'm easy.
All right.
So let's see.
Full custom kit out the gate. Yeah, that might not be ideal.
Yeah. If you can afford it, sure, why not?
Fix and fitting versus fighting, it has shifted over time. My fix and fitting was constant for 6 months, and now it's all in order. I haven't touched anything on my harness since before IGX, so.
I'm still getting comfortable with mine just because I don't have the chance to fence with people that often in armor. You know, I have folks that are kind enough to like, you know, oblige me every once in a while, and we do armored stuff. What did you learn about fighting in armor today? Any surprising observations? So this will also segue into kind of our thoughts about what our approaches were for each weapon, because I want us to talk about that. So the biggest observation was how much shoulders are a hindrance. You know, I had felt that before when I was fencing against other folks. Had I had followed kind of what's depicted in Fiore, or had I had better, I think, my shoulders are off the shelf. I bought them secondhand from Ian. Had I think they'd been better fitting for me, I would have been able to maneuver a bit more and able to really kind of hike myself up in certain places so that I can kind of get the dexterity that I'm wanting out of fencing out of armor. Yeah, shoulders are certainly a thing that I will most likely ditch, or at least only have my non-dominant arm on. You?
2 points. Poleaxe against a lefty is weird. We actually both said this to each other during the break.
Yeah.
Like, my reactions are just off. Like, I thought I was more ambidextrous than I actually am. The first couple of passes, I'm sure, looked like dog shit.
Yeah.
And I felt, I was like, oh no. And then it cleaned up as I got used to dealing with a lefty. That's a big deal. I need to get some left-handed fencers into harness so that I can fight them. And then the other point is I need folds. I'm going to get some light folds of some kind and attach them to the lower edge of my breastplate. Having that open lower mail section is like kind of a problem. It's a big opening. You got several points.
That was where most of my scoring actions were. Yeah. Dick stabs are the best stabs. Yep. So let's see. One thing possible to work on before you got a helmet. Tape up. Yeah. Good advice, Lori. Good advice, Lori.
Folds are the skirt of plate.
Yeah, so the stuff that covers from like about the crest of the hips down and over the groin.
Nice, excellent. Alex, vulgar skull short. Skill? Vulgar skill.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes, yeah, so, and then the other thing, I think we're going to continue playing with rule sets. I think we were talking last night about actually putting holes in mail. We probably ought to, any blow struck with the point, unless it's the dagger, if you're closer than an arm's length away, probably just shouldn't count. And if you go ahead and actually try to put holes in mail, you'll find out pretty quickly that close range shots like that, just couching and driving without a ballistic hit, they don't do anything against armor.
That's why when we ended up really close, like in the clinch for longsword, I really made sure to emphasize me pulling back and then driving in afterwards, because I knew that me pressing this and then kind of like couching it in was not too viable. And when they went to call the point for me, I told them to fuck off with that shit.
Yeah.
Strategies, initial fighting, and then afterwards thoughts for axe. Where was your head at when it came to?
I had initially thought you were going to be taking more of a standard Donna, and so I was going to go to Finestra on the right. You didn't do that. I wound up kind of. I just reverted back to my usual. I like my high Donna, play with the Q, bomb.
Smack, yeah, that
it worked okay, but there's a lot to optimize there against a lefty. I think like hooking, in retrospect, taking the Q and hooking behind your head to then get the hit would have worked much better, but you know, hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah.
What about you?
I knew that you have a better understanding of how to power the blow. So I was looking more for opportunities after you had thrown the hit. And not just going off of that as a first intention, but kind of priming you to be like, okay, I swung, he's going to enter into that opening and then work after that, which is why I tried to kind of do thrust and then second, well, thrust follow up cover and then hit on that tempo.
Yeah.
Or
I wound up playing that with you several times, where once the point, if the point is in presence, you have to put your point in presence.
Yeah.
And so we wound up playing a little bit at the head that way. The poleaxe is, I think, actually a thrusting weapon. But like, if you go into Pedro Monte and keep an eye out for the Practical Monte early in 2023, oh, okay, yeah, we'll answer that in a second.
Yeah.
So the Monty says that in real fighting, the poleaxe should be used for the thrust because sharp points are what kill people in harness. The hammer, at best, is used for striking the hands. So I think that's really interesting to view the poleaxe as a thrusting weapon.
My harness,
Hodgepodge.
it's a hodgepodge. I got like, the way I would describe it, like the most advanced, like it's supposed to be early 15th century Northern Italian harness, right? My helmet and my gauntlets are like cutting edge, best shit, and like my brigandine is not really brigandine. It's a coat of plates that's like 100 years out of date.
Yep.
Everything else is generic shit.
Everything on my harness is between about 1390 and 1410. It's a turn of the century. You can go look in Fiore. It matches. That's intentional. I'm trying to work a particular system at a particular point in time. It depends on.
Yes.
Those variances definitely exist in the Bolognese. Do most events care about periodicity of your harness? It depends. Certain places get wildly pedantic, but that's, I think, mostly so that they can be exclusionary and keep people who actually want to bang out of the fight. You know, like, well, that's 30 years out of date, so we're not going to let you fight today. Nah. So, uh-oh, do we have another injury today?
You good?
Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
make me do my job again.
Some places care. Yeah, it really does depend. But you know, for our purposes, I'm willing to fight anybody in whatever harness. I would prefer that we are localizing to a particular. That you're actually working on something, right? Like you're not just like doing armored fighting. You're trying to work a particular system at a particular time in a particular armor, so that you actually get something out of it. You understand a thing about the context. That's my opinion.
We're basically in the same boat on that. It's just I'm slowly kind of bringing all of my stuff into like a consistent look. I just wanted something so that I could fence now, and like be able to have that workable skill first, and then have the more accurate skill. With that said, let's go to thoughts for longsword. I was so comfortable. I knew.
Yeah, I know. Longsword was the concern for me. I figured that I would basically want to close.
Yeah.
And you were really good about keeping that point online and preventing me from doing so. So, and it paid off quite well.
Yeah. Thoughts. I don't know if it was in longsword or if it was in spear where you fucking like pressed my face up.
Longsword.
Yeah, it was in longsword. That was fucking terrifying, but so cool.
Yeah.
Like feeling my neck torque all the way back up and my face kind of get pressed into by the part of my mask, by the part of my helmet, but still being like having the wherewithal to think like, okay, where are his arms? Where are his arms? Where is his point? Where is his point? I can't just let this fucking like let this be the death of me, basically.
I didn't get the intention with that. Manipulating the head like that, I really need to actually get in on an arm in some capacity, or cut the corner and get outside of an arm to be able to execute the throw. So that was, by time, I moved for positional dominance at that point, and then try to get the throw in. And it was, I think, the next pass or two where
you got the throw.
We got the torno.
It was the one right after that. But memory always foggy, after a fight.
It was interesting to me with the throw. So it worked out the way that I wanted. I wanted to close distance, execute a throw. Monty talks about like when you fall, you you have to do a standard sprawl. You need your hands on the person and you need your legs out to keep you kind of stable. And I was actually able to execute that. It kind of naturally happened that as we fell, I put my hands on your chest and was like, ah. I think that's actually why my thumb's a little sore because we came down.
Getting thrown in armor, I said it, and somebody was making a comment about it, I didn't expect to hear it, was really comfortable. Like, had this been a situation where like things were to continue on ground, I would have had the like wherewithal to keep going. But since it was a well-struck blow, end of the thing, having that shift though, it certainly stunned me. Like for enough of a tempo where had we gone with our ground fight rules, which are written in the document that we're using, he would have had an opportunity.
That's that position when I've got my hands up like that. If you go into Gladiatoria, which is one of the few ground fight bits we have for HEMA, that's where I would rotate a little bit, probably go chest to chest. And your first action is always to plant your knee hard into the groin.
Makes sense.
You know, follow up the shock of the landing with the shock of the knee to the groin, and then you work after locking hands down, dagger out, start putting
Maximilian Bassnet's Maximilian Blacktooth said Bassnet's first earlier Mets is an interesting comic. It's cool to see in action today. Absolutely, yeah. So the one thing that I noticed that I wanted to bring up was calls that were being made where you took shots like and landed on my throat, like directly on the cleat, which like for you either were soaked up by the nail sometimes or were good shots that you took through on the throat. Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about you hitting me on me hitting you on Aventail.
Yeah. That's an interesting question as we work out rule sets. Under my Aventail, there's plate all the way up to here, and then there's plate up to here, so there's only maybe an inch where it's possible to get through and hit me, and they called one of those for you, I think, where it was very clear that it was under the line of the bassinet, but above the line of the breastplate. But it's an opening that just simply does not exist in the net. I was relegated to armpits, inner elbow, and groin almost exclusively. First fight, 5'7".
My very first pass in harness was against a 6'4", 250-pound guy, a 5'7". At the time. I went to trip him. He almost fell on top of me. Mutually agreed to just not do that anymore. How would you feel fighting unarmored foes in armor? Oh, that's not fair for the guy.
You become. I forget who. Connor may have given me this phrase, but you become a meat snowplow. You simply walk forward. Like if your leg is a little bit straight and I run my armored knee into your knee's done. It's over. I've thrown knees and elbows and punches on our Pell over here in my harness, and like 50-pound Pell, I throw a rising knee and it just goes bink and falls back down. If that were to a groin, I mean that's a completely fractured pelvic girdle. You're done. I punch you in the face, you're pretty well hamburgered.
And my particular gauntlets have like a very nasty point on the end of it where the knuckle plate is. Getting hit with that is something I would not want to see. Do many events take individual armor weaknesses into account for rule 60? Armor, it's called armor as worn. Armor as worn is how we play today. I think that's how it should be. It makes it so that
you get to trade off.
Exactly.
I knew about the shoulder defense issue, so I just didn't wear really much in the way of shoulder defenses. I regret that. I gave away points up here that should have been protected, but that's the trade-off you make, and it makes for more interesting fights, I think.
There's a reason why I dish my shoulders at the end, right? It's more mobility. So spear. Going into spear, I was more confident than I actually turned out to be in terms of my ability to kind of assess what I was doing.
Yeah.
So landing the thrust and spear was very awkward for me when I still had my shoulders on. It stayed awkward, but less so when I doffed them.
Yeah.
It was really like, okay, feint to arms, thrust to groin, thrust to groin. I mean, feint to groin, thrust to arms was like my whole thing. Or try to make you worried about the throw work towards other opening.
Yeah. So for spear and armor, I've taken the if you go to like a ranger shooting course or something, what they're basically going to make you do is hammered pairs, and then like up drills. You know, timer goes off, gun comes up, hammered pair, safety back on, put it down. And then they work in like dud rounds for things have gone wrong, get the gun back up and running. So what I do for spear, I have a standing quintain, and I draw my thrusts against it for accuracy, and then if those thrusts miss, I switch up and I poke down to a lower opening with the butt of the spear. I do that religiously, and that's it. That's my sword.
Yeah.
I walk up, deliver accurate thrusts, better than the other person can do. And I think what was pulling you offline when you've got the shoulder defenses, everything's coming out, everything's lining up, and then as your hands and everything extends, your shoulder just takes it slightly offline. And that's a really hard thing to deal with. Estimated total kit cost, like, I don't know. I've been through so many iterations. I'm probably like $5,000 into this hobby. You can do it for a lot cheaper. I made a lot of mistakes. Feel free to reach out to me, il.senyo on Instagram. I'm happy to talk to you about how to do this cheaper and without. Yeah, we're still on live up there too. How hard was it to find the gaps with the spear? Did you have an intended target before and work towards it, or just go for what you saw was open in the moment? I target find. So I observe, and then, you know, if the shoulder turns a little bit, now this armpit's open, body blade's out, now that one's open. And then, so I was working either armpit, depending on what was available, and then, like I said, if it went over, pull it, put that lower point on line into the groin. So, yeah, just spot shooting.
Yeah, rinse and fucking repeat.
Yep.
Like, and that's the thing, you know, you look at the person that you're fighting against because we're here, we had a predetermined idea, I get the chance to look at you and see what my available openings are, and then you always have to think like, okay, how do I extract the tempo, what's most available, where is his weapon, where he is most likely going to strike me, how do I draw it, how do I take it offline to bring myself online, or how do I bring him online to then take him offline and hit.
Connor's
and fucking repeat.
Connor's better at the engagement game, so I just chose to not play that game with him. I used position out here, so looked for the tempo where I could see the armpit, and then I shot.
Yeah, and you did that very, very well. It is a problem of mine that I do get tunnel vision where I'm trying to seek the opening, and then I let myself get overextended in the hit. And in Spear, that happened very, very consistently, where I was like, shit, I'm already out there, I need to keep moving forward. And so I let the meat snowplow go to my detriment.
Yep.
To my detriment. I thought it was interesting though. One of the first passes that we had, I was able to tie you up over top with the spear, but it didn't go anywhere because we had a safety collar. I don't know exactly what happened.
My visor went up, and then it came back down. I was actually
my thing popped open a little bit too.
That was because I cut the corner, dug an underhook, and got head position. So you were about to get yoked, but then they stopped me. How much more exhausting is it to fight in armor? It's not like, it depends, right? Like if you are regularly putting on your harness, I can easily go out hour and a half, 2 hours, just like I would for regular gear. If I go a couple of weeks where I'm not, it is dramatic. Like you have to be putting it on every week and working in it. And if you are not doing that for even 1 or 2 weeks, your capacity will dramatically drop.
So that kind of leads into what we wanted to talk about when it comes to like the amount of like little spot repairs that I had to do with my kid. Yeah. So we kind of talked about this however long ago, like maybe like 5-6 months, something like that. I really got most of my full harness because Ian was downsizing and needed something to offload his shit onto, right? So I bought it. And like not everything is exactly to my size, and as a result of that, plus the fact that I don't have a Lindenier, and I'm using the holes that are in my arming doublet, which have been like stretched out and broken in certain places. I had to just keep on stopping and having people repair shit for me while we were going through the battle, right? Dramatically kind of increased the time that it took for me to be able to be ready to fight again. Towards the later end of that, towards the later end of the passes, my shin was falling down on top of my foot, and it
digs in.
Well, it's not even that I was digging in, right? Because I have nice modern shoes on, right? It wasn't like being pressed against my greave into the top of my foot. It was just there. So it kind of impeded how I was able to move my shoe, right? But thankfully,
I'm gonna go ahead and stop this one so I can make sure I can download it later.
Of course.
Who's still watching? Okay. I'm gonna actually end this so that I make sure it can actually save to my phone. Thank you all for joining over here, and there'll be follow-up. All right, bye.
But yeah, long story short, my shit kept on falling apart the entire time, and thankfully, what that did for me, like while I was practicing like doing stuff for armor and having my armor on, wasn't necessarily able to fight other people in armor. Made it so that I got a bunch more breathers than I expected, which also in turn made it so that he got a bunch more breathers than I would imagine that you expected.
Yeah.
Any other last things that you want to touch on?
Oh, and yeah, we're gonna do. The idea here, I think this may get put up on HEMA ratings. I'm really interested in like an asynchronous ladder style tournament where you basically challenge people and we just do more fights in armor. It's a lot easier to get 2 people together with their armor than to organize a big tournament.
Yep.
So prize fights will hopefully be the mode. Oh, I believe we're getting the big name prize fights would be fun. I don't know if either of us are big. Well, Connor's more of a big name than I am, but you're more of a big name than I am.
Okay.
We're getting the $20 bill, and I think we're going to check off because pizza just arrived.
As promised, for winning first Yule Brawl, and hopefully this is far from the last.
You'll have a chance to get it back.
I passed the handsome sum of $20, which came at great cost and expense to my house. To you. You earned it well, sir.
I shouldn't kiss my.
Yeah, that's right. May you spend it wisely. How would you ensure quality in judging for decentralized events? HEMA's already pretty decentralized, so yeah, right? Like you make sure you get your best people for judging what you're doing.
Well, and working towards some kind of consistency with people, but we'll I'm sure follow up more on that as time progresses.
Yeah, we're totally going to be. Thank you. We're totally going to be. I'm going to be making a video about on this kind of like my experience. I have a lot of footage that I shot like over my time training to get ready for this. With that said, everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you want to challenge me or Ian, get in touch with us. I am more than down to fight whoever, whenever in armor. Come at me, scrubs. I will fight you, and I will do okay. We'll have a great time and drink beers afterwards. Cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers to you, good people.
Thanks for joining.
Until next time.